Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and I wanted to take a minute to invite you to join me in my newest online workshop, Lens of Joy. Lens of Joy is a photography focused workshop that's going to walk you through the different processes that I personally use and have used over the years. Everything from the reason why I pick up my camera, through composing, through editing, through organizing, through printing, and then finally, what are the different ways that I choose photos to use in my memory keeping projects. This isn't a specifically scrapbook related. You don't have to be a scrapbooker to take this workshop, but I'd say this workshop is going to be geared towards someone who is interested in photography from a memory keeping place or from a memory keeping standpoint. That's really going to be where I come from, and I think where the information that I share will be beneficial to you. I am a work in progress as a photographer. I'm not a professional photographer. I have been using a camera for a very long time, but I still am not, I'm not a professional, but I think that the things that I have to offer in this workshop will be helpful for you in the ways that you actually look through the lens of the camera. That's going to be the focus. I'm the documenter of my life, and photography is simply one of the tools I use to tell my own personal story and the stories of my family. Like I said, I'm not a professional, and I take a lot of technically imperfect photos as I go about telling the stories of my life. And I'm somebody that kind of embraces those sorts of imperfections. And I'm interested in learning more about the specifics and the technical aspects of photography. But what I care most about is emotion and how, when I look through the lens, what sort of stories do I see? What are the stories that I want to capture? What are the stories that I want to find and create as I look through the lens? When I started thinking about how I wanted to approach a workshop on photography, the thing that kept coming up for me was this concept of joy. Joy is my lens. Joy is the lens that I use in the best times and in the worst times. I, personally in my own life, as I have faced challenges, one of the things that has helped me make it through some of that stuff is my photography habit and picking up the camera and looking through the lens and seeing the joy that's all around us all the time. So that's going to be kind of where I'm coming from in terms of talking about my own story with photography. And I'm going to encourage you to think about and document your own story with photography as well. The lens of joy is my touchstone. It's where I come back to again and again via my camera, via my hand, via my intent. And like I said, really photography is so much about emotion for me and capturing the pieces of emotion in my daily life, on trips, just as I go about the regular things that are happening. And I'm someone that's interested in capturing the realness of life, both the joy and the sorrow. And so that'll be some of the things that we'll talk about. Everyday life photography is really what I do the most, taking pictures of my children, of myself, of what's happening in our life. It is the main way that I document. So this combination of words and photos and bringing the two of them together to tell stories. Those are the things that I really care about. The topics that I'm going to cover in this workshop, so like I said, it's a 4-week workshop. Each week there will be a new kind of main big topic, and then there will be subcategories underneath that depending on what the topic is for the week. Some of those big themes that we'll be covering are seeing through the lens and establishing your own vision, composition and design, the techniques that I use the most, the things that I rely on again and again. Really focusing on photography as storytelling. We'll also talk about organization and workflow and editing and some of the simple tips that I have for doing those sorts of things. One of the questions that I'm asked a lot that I'm going to cover is how do you choose which photos you're going to use in your projects? A lot of us take a lot of pictures, and so I'll kind of cover and do a walkthrough of how I pick specific ones to use in my own projects. We'll also talk about self-portraits and do some work on that. We'll also be talking about cultivating a present moment mindset. A theme that you'll find throughout the workshop is the concept of embracing imperfections and practicing and trying again and playing and experimenting. And then we're also going to be focusing on developing confidence in your own photo voice. It's a really important piece for me. What you can expect in this workshop, as with most of the workshops that I conduct, there will be full color PDF handouts for you to download. There will be a video presentation each week and potentially more videos that will be shorter ones for showcasing different things, potentially like how I most often edit my photos, or going through how I'm going to choose which one, or how I crop, things like that. There will be weekly assignments for you that will be a combination of photography and writing assignments to kind of reflect and think more about the way that you use your photos. That will be a big piece of this class as well. There'll be a live chat, and we'll have a message board and a gallery, and there will be encouragement from day one to kind of embrace your own voice. So I hope you will be interested in joining me into this investigation of what it means to look through the lens and see joy and look for joy. Hope to see you then.